Morning all, Saturday morning, time for this week's average video. Thanks to all those who submitted across for this week. The spread is very much as I expected. Now it's a big wide spread, but quite a narrow spread, which it would be because the two players are both on the right hand side, both looking towards the left. So that was always going to happen. And it's actually narrower than I thought, or narrower than I was expecting. So if I draw a couple of lines here for the width from this player at the front, see, that's not that wide a band there, is it? Even though they seem to be spread out all over the place. I mean, that one on the right there is taking it up a little bit higher. And if I drew a line across the top of the middle lot, it would be a lot narrower. Of course, the steeper this guy is looking, the closer to the players it's going to be. So so you've got to go in that diagonal line. If you were going to go sort of as though this fella's looking flatter, then it's got to be further away. So if I draw some lines from this guy through the extremes, it's not very wide. To me, any one of these could make sense for what I just said. It's the steeper you look, the closer they're going to be. What's noticeable to me here is, because I've drawn the lines from the players through the extremes of the crosses, there is a cluster there, more or less right in the middle of both the players' eye lines. So that's quite impressive. That now I'm further out to the left. These three at the left. The first one I did on Tuesday, I'm the bottom of the three there. But that was my first guess. And I didn't really have another guess after that. I thought I'll wait till Saturday and see what you guys come up with. But the fact that there's quite a cluster here, that's quite so. To me, then the average is obviously going to be sort of in that area. So taking into account that the judges might well do the same thing, in that some of them will go further over to the right, closer to the players, some further away, then the average is going to be around that area where we've gone. So I'm definitely going to move much closer to the average, but staying with the diagonal line of the two players. So let's have a look. What is the average? Bear with me a minute because there's some fiddling to do before we can get the average to show up. I'll cut that out. So there's our average for this week, right on that cluster we've got right there in the middle there. So I'm quite happy with that average. I'm going to go much closer to that. That's 1395959. But yeah, I mean, some are going to go further to the left, and if you go further to the left, then you're going to have to go up because of the player at the back. And if you go further to the right, you're going to have to come down and closer to the players because of, again, this player on the right here and his diagonal angle. But yeah, I'm quite impressed with how that average is very much in the middle of the extremes of the lines from both players. So I'm definitely going to go much closer to him. Let's to the average. Let's get the target up there. About there-ish. So could this player at the front be looking at that zone 1, zone 2 sort of area? Yeah, I think that's feasible there, yeah. And this player on the right. Yeah, if anything, his left eye looks as though he could be looking slightly higher. But then his right eye looks as though, yeah, his right eye looks as though he's looking at that central zone over there. So yeah, I think I personally think the judges' crosses are going to be in that sort of zone 2 area around there. Well, I think they'll be spread out like ours was. I think we'll have a big spread like this, but I think the average will end up near enough central to where ours is. So quite often I'll give the average a miss and I'll go by my own instinct, because I've seen week after week I see messages from you guys, comments saying that I was very close to where the winning cross would have been if I hadn't moved it. So I tend to stick with the area I first sort of thought of, unless the average is miles away from me. But In this case, I think I'm going to go down near the average. If anything, I think I'm going to go, because of this player, I tend to think he's looking slightly further to the left of the average. So I think I'm going to go slightly, ever so slightly to the left of the average. But there we are, that's just my choice. Let's have a quick look at Revcomps. So through Monday's draw then, we've got, I got a ticket on this Ferrari because it's £120,000 cash alternative. One on this Alpha, 40k cash alternative. And I was going to leave it at that. I wasn't going to bother with the cars. And then I had a look at this. And it was the Volkswagen Tiguan 4Motion, 4-wheel drive thing. I thought, yeah, go on, Mark. It won't hurt you, will it? Have one on there. So I did. And then they added some more then for next Thursday's draw. And I stuck to my guns. I only got one ticket on, well, I only picked one car, and that's this new Mercedes 2024 model, £100,000 cash alternative. So I stuck with it on that. Even though I was always a Porsche Boxster fan many years ago when they first came out. I thought, yeah, one day I'll have a Porsche. Never did. Now, these auto draws, which catch me out every week and I spend a fortune on them, well, not this week, because all I've got is a ticket on this, well, a few tickets, a couple of tickets, 3 I think, on this Lotus Emira, because it's got a 60 grand cash alternative. I haven't bothered with the others, and I wasn't going to bother with the others until I saw this Nissan Cash Cow. And I thought, yeah, that's a nice car, that 1.3 automatic, nice car. So I did get one on there as well. I did relent and give one on there. Get one on there. But yeah, that's all I did. So I know I say it every week, I'm cutting down on these auto draws and the things and just going for the cash alternatives. And I more or less have now from this week. So apart from that Nissan, because it looks nice. Like a magpie in it. Ooh, shiny thing. Got to have a ticket on that. But no, I'm sticking to my guns and keeping them down. So there we are. Let me know what you're going to do or what you're going to go for on Revcomps. And enjoy your weekend. And good luck for Tuesday, because it's time that it's been months now since one of us won. So let's hope one of us, Christian, comes and knocks our door on Tuesday. Preferably my door first, and then your doors other weeks later on. So I mean I should be first, if you know what I mean. I'm joking, of course. Good luck, guys.